viewers, my name is Rotarian Ronald Kawadwa Sentongo, a member of the Rotary Club of Kasangati. Welcome to the Tear Gas Gallery. The Tear Gas Gallery is a platform for past leaders of this club to talk about the great works that have made the Rotary Club of Kasangati shine as a club in these years of existence. The members of this club are very excited to share with you, the rest of the Rotary world, the ideas and the experiences that they have had as leaders. And in these coming episodes, we're going to be talking to the past presidents, the leaders of this club that have made it the way it was since its charter in 2002. I welcome you to listen to my story as a leader, or as one of the leaders of this club, and I also invite you to share and listen to the many other stories of leaders that have been part of the helm of the club that you see today as the Rotary Club of Kasangati. Please join me with a hand clap to welcome Owekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, the Katikiro. My name is Ronald Kawadwa Sentongo. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Kasangati. I have been a Rotarian in that club for now 16 years. It's a very exciting Rotary journey that I have had because I had transited from, I was an interactor before, and then I moved to Rotaract, and then I joined my club from the Rotary Club of Chambogo. I joined the Rotary Club of Kasangati. For me, the journey of the Rotary Club of Kasangati is one I would always cherish, because you are identified as a leader from your efforts in the club. I joined when I was not the way I was. I wasn't the richest in the club. I still remain the youngest in the club. And I was the first president. I think I've been the youngest president of that club since then. When I was president of the club, I was 29 years. But I wasn't the richest. I was a humble secondary school teacher. I didn't have a vehicle. I would jump in 2 taxis. I was teaching 2 schools. So I would jump into a taxi. Sometimes I would want to stay for swallowship. And when I stay and take longer, my very good brother, Peter Mugaga, would drop me in Kalere. I board a taxi to Wandegeya. From Wandegeya, I go to the new park. From the new park, I go to Navisosa Girls because I was a teacher. Many times I would come for club projects on the border. I remembered I had my very good blue shirt and a black tie. I made sure that every Saturday it was washed, because as president of the club by then, the dress code was smart. Not like today where I could even go like this. And so I made sure that my black trouser and blue shirt and black tie was clean, because I needed to put it on Monday as president of the club. And I didn't have a lot of variety. I'm not saying teachers are poor people, but the means I had then, when I was president-elect, that's when I also went for my first Rotary International Convention in Birmingham with my very good friend, Rotarian Mohamud Katabaz. I want to thank you, because Mohamud actually took care of my accommodation and paid the entire accommodation. He practically paid for the entire trip, because while we were in the UK, very expensive economy and all that, every time we'd travel with him, he would buy things and we eat, and we had the merry making of that sort. So I will remain eternally grateful, Mohamud, and we're still very good friends up to now. I remember that I decided to do the unthinkable. I took my installation to Hotel Triangle, swimming pool side, because I thought Kasangati had overly stayed in Kasangati for a very long time, and people, we needed to come out. There are so many of my friends who wanted to support, and of course I would see Kasangati. By then the road was not even made. I said, no, let me bring it to town, and then I see what happens. We took a leap of faith, and we agreed with my installation committee that we take the installation to Hotel Triangle on Buganda Road by the swimming pool side. The country director for World Vision was my guest of honor by then. The past district governor Emmanuel Katongole was assistant governor of my year as president. The year was the future of Rotaries in your hands. And the president was John Kenny from Maryland. And the installation was overly sold out. I remember I sold 60 cards at that installation, 60 cards. at that installation. But I want to thank the members because that shows a true sign of leadership. Leadership is about inspiration. Leadership is about you creating a vision that people can follow. And the members believed and they were agreed to follow. Our year was very, very eventful because as president of my club, I got married. I got married while I was president of my club to past President Pamela, who was actually a PE of the Rotaract Club of Kasangati. So it became a Rotary affair. And we had amazing projects during that year. We got two matching grants. By then they were called matching grants. One was to equip the Kasangati Health Center, and the other was to do a multi-purpose adopt the village in Naliamagonja, where we partnered with Fields of Life, an NGO, to put up a vocational institute. Vocational institute where they were bringing girls that had been displaced by the war in northern Uganda to do vocational skills in animal husbandry and crop husbandry. And we took them through a 2-year course. At the end they would graduate, and then they would have all these other benefits given to them. We would start a workshop for them in carpentry, or give them an animal to take care of, and then part of the money they made, they would return part to the Vocational Institute to help other people. And by then we tried to spend money. The money was not getting finished. We did an 8-stance toilet facility at the Kasangati Health Center. We opened up a new water source. We hosted the Nabagereka to come and open up a new water source that was giving. The health center actually did not have water. The medical superintendent who was there, the in charge of the health center, was shifted to another health center, and he went away with a pump from the health center. So the health center did not have water. And so we partnered with the Rotary Club of Eastbourne in District 1120, Rotary Club of Ifracombe, District 1140, and Rotary Club of Oltenburg in Germany in District 1950. And we did a matching grant that covered that health center to make it what it is today. Every time I passed by, I thank God because the little we could do, we did it. We gave blankets, mosquito nets for the maternal and child care center. We poured piped water to the health center. And we continued up to now. We actually took it on as our Centennial project. So we continued putting all these benefits into the health center, and also taking care of the vocational institute that we had created at Naliamagonja. Of course, we did so many other smaller projects, cleaning the market in Kasangati, equipping them with dustbins, and involving the club membership. We grew actually the club membership from I think about 20 to 30 during that year. We had quite a number of Rotarians that joined us. And it's indeed a privilege to serve as president of a Rotary Club because you learn a lot. You find challenges. But I must thank the members of the club because either they were scared that I was a young man and I would fail the club, or they had belief and said, let us put some faith in this young man and see. Because I think during that year we turned around our club PR. We grew it. I remember we won 2 district awards during our year. In 2009-2010. We started winning the award for PR, but also I think we won the award for visibility and growth in membership. But for me, Rotary taught me, one, work harder, because the salary I was getting could not even pay dues. I would probably have run out of the club. But that taught me that, you can't look at your circumstances to define your true journey of leadership or your true purpose. So that gave me more time to work harder. I enrolled for a night job at a discotheque where I was cashier. So some days I would not sleep, I would teach and then go and work at a nightclub from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. And I would go stand at that stage at New Vision, wait for a taxi, and then next day I had to be in a class. But Rotary taught me that. Number two, Rotary taught me the value of network. And I think the aspirations of Paul Harris, which are espoused in the first goal of the object of Rotary, developing acquaintance as an opportunity for service. For me, I think that has been the biggest value addition. The kind of networks have grown and developed over time are networks that can take me anywhere in the world. They have taken me in everywhere in the world. And I think it has also added a lot on my professional and leadership skills, because my first job out of school as a secondary school teacher, probably there I was overqualified, but away from education to my first corporate job, it's actually P.P. Francis, who is a Rotarian in this club, who seconded me. He was chairman of the board, but and so that I had the capability. So that is Rotary Network. My job after that, when I went to work for Meme, I was still recommended by a Rotarian, but then also because of my past experience and engagement working for Yellow Pages, where P.P. Francis was, and many others, then my consultancy work with P.P. Peter Mugaga still as a Rotarian, my coming to the Kingdom as CEO as Majestic Brands, recommended by a Rotarian. The board has 4 Rotarians on it, and it's not that they let you go, but because they have seen something different in you. I remember the past district governor, Robert Wagwansibira, giving me a call and said, I have this opportunity, I think you are the man who is best suited for it. And the rest was history, because when he called, I listened, we spoke, and then later on said, but we are not giving the job, you must go through the interviews. And so, but if he had not identified me, and I will eternally remain grateful to you, PDG Bob.
Working with the Rotarian as a boss has been a very good experience. As you know, Rotary rotates on a 4-way test, and I can assure you, my boss, or working with the Rotarian Kawadwa, has been so smooth. Following the 4-way test, is it fair to all concerned? Will it be goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? He's one person who will build you professionally, even socially. He does not concentrate so much on work or what. He is balanced. So you're going to have a balanced life as a professional person, as well as the social life.
Governor, when you appointed me as district membership chair for Uganda and Tanzania, I took on one of the greatest writers' writings and quotes, which said, you can never take people where you have not been yourself. And therefore, using that footstep, I said, how do you as membership chair of the district encourage others? My advice to the leadership, first of all, I would like to congratulate President Paul, Changemaker President Paul Nampala. You are doing well in the eyes of many of us. As district leaders, as Rotary International leaders, you feel proud when your club is moving, because when your club is doing very well, you have a platform to also give lessons and share experiences. I remember, I think last Saturday, past Governor Stephen invited me to train the Rotary Club of Maisha. And it made it very easy for me to share experiences from the club, from my own club with them, because there's a success story to talk about. Otherwise, when you are a district leader, Rotary International leader, and you don't have anything to talk about from your club, you also don't feel like you have the moral authority to actually be a leader yourself. So Paul and the board, I want to commend you. The past presidents of this club, I want to commend you. I would like to congratulate our incoming leaders, President-elect Moses Sebagala and President nominee Frederick Chitandwe, my buddy group mate. Rotary leadership is one of the fulfilling modes of leadership that you can ever have. The skills that I have learned as a leader from Rotary are actually skills that have also continuously made me a highly great professional leader in terms of professionalism, in terms of work ethics, in terms of the integrity that you bring to your workplace, but also in terms of empathizing and looking at how the staff, once treated very well, can be able to do better. Call upon us when you need us, and surely we'll be there. I bless you and I thank you. I Katonda ku Masabasajja Kabaka wa Uganda.